This course is a futuristic course based on the possibility that my district will decide to use distance learning when school is canceled due to inclement weather. The hope of this instructional designer is that these linear daily courses will be accessed by students from home using school-issued Chromebooks, and that this distance learning will replace the classroom time for that day. Lessons and tasks will be accessed when school is not meeting live due to inclement weather emergencies when regular classes are canceled. Snow days, where school was canceled over the past few years, have ranged from 3 to 8 days, and students and staff have been in school as late as June 28th. Many students, parents, and educators are frustrated with the changing calendar and the late school finish. In most areas of the country, school gets out much earlier, and our students have suffered when colleges hold their orientations during those last few weeks of June, and many sports and academic showcases and competitions for college recruitment are scheduled nationally during that time, and our school is still in session due to those makeup days. Over the last few years, many districts in the surrounding metropolitan area are turning towards distance learning options so that students can complete and access assignments when they are home from school and digitally make up the time missed in class. In this course, public high school freshmen will be learning about, examining, and modeling different types of reading and writing skills. The goal of this course is to teach skills that are found throughout the English curriculum. The overarching design of the course is to engage and expect students when completing daily modules, to demonstrate their ability to understand, analyze, and apply concepts of various types of reading and writing, such as narrative, informational, persuasive, and poetry. The goal is to teach the students the unique aspects of each type of writing and present them with model texts that provide quality examples to engage student interests. After learning the concepts and experiencing examples in the form of model texts, students will be asked to create their own writing, emulating the style and concepts of the learned text. Throughout the lesson, students will be expected to develop and demonstrate proficiency in the different types of reading and writing skills presented. Some of the feedback I received based on my first draft was based on the navigation of the pages from the home page and the way students will submit assignments. These functions can be personalized in the event that this course goes live. The instructor could put the actual dates in, as the snow days are called, so that there is no confusion for students as to which day they are accessing. As far as students handing in the assignments, in real-life scenario, the assignments would be linked directly to the student's Google Classroom for the subject. But for this practice run, to protect the student's privacy, there is no link for them to submit. This course is being created for high school freshmen ranging in age from 12 to 15 years old. The course, with different learning modules on different topics each day accessed, will function as the coursework for world literature students. The assignments need to align with the district curriculum course guidelines as well as the New Jersey Student Learning Standards for English Language Arts. The Middletown Township Public Schools Grade 9 English and Language Arts curriculum is divided into 4 units which focus on separate skills and types of reading and writing. The first 4 days each represent one of the 4 main units, which are poetry, narrative, persuasive, and informational text. After that, main focus will repeat as needed with each unit based on the snow days for each year. After completing the mind map and blueprint for this course, our instructor suggested concentrating on one particular module for the course. The module that I've created is based on 3 different types of poetry. Because the expectation is that students are probably not very excited to complete lessons on snow days, this instructor tried to make the assignments as varied and engaging as possible. First, students will access the lesson. The slideshow for their lesson reminds them of the types of poetry that they have had experience with so far this year. They are then informed and given the basic definitions of the 3 types of poetry that they will learn in this lesson. Each of those types of poetry are defined, and the basic definitions given for the types of poetry they will learn in this lesson. There are also explanations on how to complete the poems as well as examples. Some of the pages have live links where students can activate tutorials anytime there is something they do not understand or need help with. In this example, they are learning about repetition, and there's an example which has a lot of repetition.
I remember the bed just...
The spoken verse page also has a link to 10 of the best examples of spoken verse poetry for teens. After completing lesson, they can go back and view or access the links as many times as they need to. Students will then be asked to go to the assignments links. Their first assignment will be to watch a spoken verse poem by Sarah Kay, in which the theme is her hands.
People used to tell me that I had beautiful hands, told me so often.
After viewing the spoken verse poem, students can go on to the next assignment, which is to create a concrete or visual poem using their hands as the design's theme. This gives students the opportunity to think about their hands and the hands of others as they represent events in their lives to create a beautiful visual that will also act as a brainstorm for their next assignment. And the task is listed below for each one. After creating and submitting their concrete or visual poem of their hands, they can go on to the next assignment. In this task, students will be asked to read the model poem, The Last Time I Bumped Into Don Murray, in which the poet tells of running into a neighbor and describes his whole life by describing his hands. At this point, students will be asked to use this model text and their brainstormed concrete poem ideas to think about someone they care about and write a poem about their lives using their hands as the theme. When their freestyle poem is submitted and complete, students will go to the assessment. The visual poem and the special person's hand poem will act as formative assessments, showing student mastery, understanding the medium and mastery modeling, and the creation of their poem. Because the assignments are assessments in and of themselves, the actual assessment that I chose for this assignment is a simple one. The learners will be asked a series of open-ended questions, asking them to answer simple questions about their learning and reflect on the process. By describing the parts of the assignment they feel they excelled at and the parts of the task that were most challenging, students will be analyzing their own learning. Each of these assignments will be linked directly to their Google Classroom, and they will be handing them in as they go, so the teacher can get immediate results and responses and determine what and how students are learning to either continue or go back.